welcome to the Sackler Gallery of Art and the Arthur M. Sackler Archives. My name is Rachel Christine Woody, and I'm here to do a little introduction video to our archives. So with me here is the Empress Dowager. She's one of the many collections that we house here. We don't do institutional history. That is actually kept at the Smithsonian Institution Archives. What we focus on here is complements to our art objects, collections that provide documentary evidence, help establish provenance, and essentially illustrate the time periods that surround our art objects, the cultures, and the geographical locations. We have a lot of collections that focus on both the American artists, dealers, the network there. We also have collections that are from China, Japan, and India, and a lot of South Asia. We have an extensive photography collection from the advent of photography from the late 1800s, spanning to the mid-1900s. This is the physical space of our archives. This is where we keep our collections. We're fortunate in that we have enough space to keep all of our collections on site. Our stacks have all of our archival boxes with labels. They're also organized starting with our American founder, Charles Lang Freer, moving into a lot of his other peers, artists, and dealers. We then start moving into ancient Near East. We have the Ernst Herzfeld papers, as well as the Myron Bennett Smith papers, and we have the Anton Severgan photograph collection. From there, we move on and we have a lot of our Chinese collections, the A.W. Barr papers, Carl Whiting Bishop, James Cahill, and of course our Empress Dowager photographs. From there, we also have our Japanese photograph collections, a lot of Calvin Ferguson, Charles Leander Reed, also the Henry and Nancy Rosen photograph collection. And to end it, we then have a lot of our South Asian photography, so Felice Beato, Kurt Murray, the Kenneth X. Robin papers. We also have the Eisenhower Library photograph collection and the Catherine Finkham collection, just to name a few. You can see all of these collection titles in our Sears database, and a lot of them we are currently digitizing to be available to you online. Further back here, as you can see, is our storage. A lot of museum supply cases, and also back here, any sort of rehousing boxes that we need, archival tissue, interleaving paper, photographic sleeves, mylar sleeves. We're able to keep it all right here. So this is the other physical space of the archives. We have the stacks behind you, as you saw, and this is the research table area where researchers can come and look at collections as well as our processing space. So it's a bit multifaceted. We also, as you can see, our offices are also in the archives so that we can better serve the researchers here and our collections. Alright, I have a few bits of the collection to show you to give you a sneak peek. The first one is a portrait of Christina Spartali, taken by famous photographer Julia Margaret Cameron. And if you don't already know it, Christina Spartali is the face of Whistler's Peacock Room. She is in the piece known as Princess in the Land of Porcelain. Her and her sister were actually both models for many famous artists at that time, and we are very fortunate to have her photograph here as well as her portrait. The next collection I have to show you, just to give you a taste of what is sort of part of our South Asian photography. And this is actually an 8-volume set called The People of India. It was compiled and published in 1868 by J. Forbes Watson and John William Kay. And these are absolutely gorgeous. There are only a few repositories that actually have 8 full volumes. This is the book cover. As part of the conservation effort, we actually removed the pages from the binding so that we could individually mylar them and then do digital imaging so that we wouldn't damage the pages or the book. As you can see, this volume sort of categorizes from a British colonial perspective the India peoples that they encountered. And it's a wonderful look not only into India at this time, but anthropologically and sociologically looking at British colonialism and the definitions that they established at that time. And the last little sneak peek that I have for you is from the Henry and Nancy Rosen collection. And this is just beautiful, beautiful example of Japanese photography when it started in the late 1800s. These are albumin prints, and as you can see, there's color added. This is known as hand coloring or hand painting the photographs. What's interesting here is that this is actually one of the famous artists that is hand painting a photograph, and because of the Japanese ukiyo woodblock painting tradition, the Japanese were actually in a very good spot to take over this new and popular form of media and being able to hand paint these photographs. So that's just a sneak peek. We have more of these online, and both the Rosen and the People of India collection I showed you are completely 100%